Marvel Rivals is a free-to-play game, and although it has microtransactions, it doesn't have anything that directly affects the gameplay in a way that will give you an advantage or disadvantage. Now, I say directly because there are a few things in the game that do have an effect, although it might be more subtle, and that are skins. Games like League of Legends and Valorant also have skins, and as for the case for League, some of those skins are actually banned in competitive play because they actually do give an unfair advantage for the person using them. Some skins are so exclusive that showcasing them in pro play doesn't align with Riot's marketing strategy. Some skins are banned because they cause performance issues for other players in the game, but the majority of skins that are banned are because of visual clarity. Certain skins just have particles or effects that change the character's abilities in a way that make them really hard to see. Nidalee had ghost spears, Elementalist Lux animations were just so different that it was hard to notice versus the normal Lux skins, and things like Lion Dance Kog'Maw were also impossible to see. So what does this have to do with Marvel Rivals? While the game is still new and doesn't have too many cosmetics, Marvel does have this problem to an extent, and still needs to be careful about it going forward. Certain skins drastically change the character's model or make abilities appear differently than they normally would. One clear example of this is Penny Parker's Venom skin. This skin isn't just a recolor, it also changes the color of her nest. The nest goes from being a white pylon to a really dark purple. This makes it much easier to hide in things like trees and bushes without being seen. There's also characters like Storm and her rock skin. This skin completely removes her cape, which makes her whole model appear a lot skinnier than it would normally appear, and also gives her an advantage of being able to hide around objects that she normally wouldn't be able to hide behind. Obviously, her hurt box is still the same and will still get shot by the same type of things, and will still get hit by the same type of things. But visually, she's harder to see or even notice. To me, these are the two most egregious examples, but there are still even lesser examples in the game as well. This is stuff like Magneto's new Battle Pass skin, which, when a fight is going on, can really look like Strange's default skin. Now, Rivals is still new, and they're still coming out with a lot more skins, and the quality of the skins are really good. Now, they're pretty expensive, but for what you get and the quality that you get, I do think it's actually kind of worth it. Now, this issue will continue to increase if they let it. And with the issue of pro play, if they want that to be relevant, they're going to have to address that eventually. Does this mean they'll have to ban skins from competitive play? I don't necessarily think so. For the viewing experience and marketing strategy, it does make sense to be able to show skins to your players. But maybe they can come up with alternative solutions, like the ability for players to hide ally and enemy skin effects. This way, if a player really wants to, they can increase their visual clarity by making everyone appear as default, even though the viewer and spectator might see all the skins. Now, this isn't to say that Rivals hasn't taken any precautions. They definitely have. With legendary skins, they typically come with a lot of audio effects. The new Magic skin has audio sounds and music notes to almost everything that she does. However, this can only be heard for the person using the skin and not people that are against using the skin. This is really nice because different audio sounds could get really confusing for a game that is chaotic as Rivals, that really relies you on being able to hear people a lot of times before you can even see them. So hopefully they extend this to visual settings in the future so that people don't get confused and have an unfair advantage. In my opinion, Rivals is incredibly good with how many settings and things that it has that really help players with all sorts of gameplay. This comes with customization for how you want to see or hear audio, with the cool audio mix settings, keybinds, and all these different types of settings. So I wouldn't really put it past NetEase for being able to develop something that would allow something like this so that we could increase gameplay clarity in the future, but we'll have to wait and see. So far, I've been pretty impressed with their balance decisions and their patch notes. Every patch notes feels like they have tackled problems with things being too strong or too weak in a very creative way that I feel like is really promising compared to other game developers that might just like buff something by 5% or nerf something by 5%. It seems like they really approach things with a more systemic view on what actually makes a character bad or good. And so hopefully this can also extend over into more overarching systemic problems within the game as well.